Good morning, dear students. Today is the 22nd of May 2020. Class 8, and the topic is grammar, countable and uncountable nouns, quantifiers, some, any, a lot of, etc. Learning achievements according to field competencies. The student will distinguish countable and uncountable nouns. 2. Measure the quantity of nouns. And 3. Use some, any, much, many correctly. So, what are countable and uncountable nouns? Countable nouns are nouns that we can count. They have a singular and plural form. For example, 1 tree, 2 trees. We can use a, an, or a number with countable nouns. A pencil, 10 pencils. We can use also a singular or a plural verb. The book is old and the books are old. Uncountable nouns are nouns that we cannot count. They have only one form. They do not have plural form. We do not say rains. We cannot use a, an, or a number with uncountable nouns. We do not say a rice or 2 rice. With uncountable nouns, we can always use a singular verb. Sugar is sweet and the weather here is great. Now, which are uncountable nouns in English? Liquids: water, juice, milk, beer, powders, sugar, flour, salt, rice. Materials, for example, wood, plastic, metal, paper, food, fruit, meat, cheese, bread. Abstract ideas, time, information, love, beauty, etc. These are uncountable nouns in English, and we can use a singular verb with them. As we said, we do not count uncountable nouns, but for liquids and gases, we can count the container it is in, but not the liquid or gas. For example, we do not say a milk or 2 milks, but we can say 2 bottles of milk or a bottle of milk. So here we can count the container. So we can count a bottle, 2 bottles. If we want to quantify or to measure the quantity of a countable or an uncountable noun, we use quantifiers. In this case, there are examples of the uses of some and any. Have a look at the table. We have singular countable noun, plural countable noun, and uncountable noun. In affirmative sentences with a singular countable noun, we use a or an. Also, we use a or an in negative and in questions. What about plural countable nouns? Flowers, books, pens, etc. In affirmative sentences, we use some, while in negative and in questions, we use any. The same happens with uncountable nouns. We use some in affirmative sentences with an uncountable noun, and we use any in negative and in questions with uncountable nouns too. There are some examples here. I have a flower. I have 2 flowers. I have some flowers. I don't have any flowers. What is the difference between the first and the second sentence? Працилиш друшими, фјали се парме, фјали на дud. I have a flower. Here it is used the indefinite article a with the noun flower, which is a singular countable noun. The second eduta, I have 2 flowers. We have used here the number 2 with a plural countable noun, flowers. The third one, I have some flowers. We use some in an affirmative sentence with a plural countable noun, flowers. In the last one, I don't have any flowers. It is used any in negative sentence with a plural countable noun. Here are examples with an uncountable noun. In our case, milk. We need some milk. So we use some in an affirmative sentence with an uncountable noun. In our case is milk. We don't need any milk. We use any in negative sentence with an uncountable noun. And we can ask, is there any milk in the fridge? It is used any in question with an uncountable noun. Here are some exceptions with the use of some. As we mentioned above, we said we use some in affirmative sentences, but there are some exceptions when we can use some in questions, but when in questions. We use some in questions when we offer something. For example, would you like some cake? Here we offer some cake. The second, can I have some cake, please? It is used some in a question when we ask for something. So here we ask for some cake. Why don't we buy some cake? Here we use some for suggestion or to make a suggestion. Also, we use some with plural countable nouns and with uncountable nouns in questions when we offer something, ask for something, or make a suggestion. Much, many, a lot of. They show a large quantity of something. When do we use much? We use much plus an uncountable noun. Pra e përdorim much me një emër të panumërueshëm. What about many? We use many plus a plural countable noun. Let's look at the examples. I don't have much time. He doesn't need much money. And does it use much electricity? The first and the second sentence are negative ones. The third one is a question. Many. There aren't many chairs in the room. I don't have many friends. Do you think many people will go? So here it is used many in negative sentence and in questions. And the use is. Much and many are mainly used in negative sentences and questions. With affirmative sentences, we normally use a lot of instead of much or many. We said normally, not always. What about a lot of? We use a lot of with both uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. I need a lot of coffee and she has a lot of friends. Coffee is an uncountable noun and friends is a countable noun. I need a lot of coffee or I need lots of coffee. A lot of equals lots of, but a lot of is used in an informal way and lots of is more informal. But Sometimes students get confused when to use much, many, or a lot of. Have a look at the table. Uncountable nouns. Affirmative. I have a lot of money is correct because we use a lot of in affirmative with an uncountable noun, in our case money. I have lots of money, it's correct too, it's the same, but we do not say I have much money, so we don't use much in affirmative sentences. In negative sentences, në fjalit mohore, I don't have much money is correct. I don't have much money. We use much in negative sentences with an uncountable noun. I don't have a lot of money is correct too. So we use a lot of in negative sentences too. In questions, do you have much money or do you have a lot of money? So we use much and a lot of in questions with an uncountable noun. What about plural countable nouns? Affirmative sentences. I have a lot of friends is correct. I have lots of friends, it's correct too. I have many friends, this is correct too, but this is real, it is used in a formal way. In negative sentences, I don't have many friends, I don't have a lot of friends. We use many and a lot of in negative sentences with a countable noun, in our case, friends. In questions, do you have many friends? Do you have a lot of friends? We use many and a lot of in questions with a countable noun. But there are some cases when we do not want to describe a large quantity of something, but we want to describe a small quantity of something. In this case, there are some quantifiers used with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Let's have a look. Countable nouns. There are a few peas. There are a few peaches. There are a few raspberries. So, in this case, there are a few peas, gjendet ose kemi pak bizele, pra sasi e vogël. In this case, we use a few to describe a small quantity of a countable noun. With uncountable nouns, we use there is a little pasta, there is a little soup, and there is a little sugar. So, with uncountable nouns, we use a little, which describes a small quantity of pasta, of soup, of sugar. So, we use a little to describe a small quantity of an uncountable noun. Let's have a look. A few and few are quantifiers. Quantifiers describe the number or quantity of something. And the general meaning of a few and few is a small number of something. So, both a few and few describe a small number of something. Let's have a look at the situation below. There are 5 towels in the bathroom. There are a few towels in the bathroom is correct. There are few towels in the bathroom is correct too. Both sentences are grammatically correct, but there is an important difference in meaning. And what is it? Situation. Mark has 3 friends. Jane also has 3 friends. Mark says, I have a few friends. He means a few, a small number, but Mark is satisfied with the number. A few means some. Jane says, I have few friends. Few means a small number, but Jane is not satisfied with the number. And few suggests that the small number is not enough. So few has a negative feeling. So what is the difference between a few and few? A few means not many, but enough. Pra jo shumë, disa, por mjaftueshëm. While few means not many, not enough. Jo shumë dhe jo mjaftueshëm. Pra, in the first situation, tek situata e parë, Mark has got some friends, so he is satisfied with the number of his friends, so he has got enough friends. In the second situation, Jane, who says, I have few friends, means that he hasn't got many friends. So the number is not enough. A little and little are quantifiers too. Quantifiers describe the number or quantity of something. And the general meaning of a little and little is a small quantity of something. But we use a little and little only with uncountable nouns. There is a little wine in the bottle is correct. There is little wine in the bottle, it is correct too. But what is the difference in meaning? There is a little wine in the bottle means a little means some, and some means a small amount. There is little wine in the bottle. In this case, little suggests that the small amount is not enough. Little has a negative feeling. And little wine suggests that we would prefer to have more wine. So, a little means not much but enough, pra jo shumë por mjaftueshëm. Little means not much but not enough, pra jo shumë dhe jo mjaftueshëm.